Sa patuloy na pagtaas ng land values in Metro Manila, it is totally understandable that these developers are maximizing the space in building their residential condo, in building spaces where they can generate income. But there is this one estate who is poised to be the greenest central business district in Metro Manila, allocating a total of 50% of its space for parks, for greeneries, and to its open spaces. This is very promising, and that is the topic for today as we will deep dive the Ayala Land's newest central business district in Metro Manila. It's Parklinks. Hi, if you are new to my channel, my name is Junel and I am on a space of the upscale real estate in the Philippines since 2016, where I serve more than 100 clients from me and my team. And this is my way of giving value to the space as we discuss our today's featured project, Parklinks. So, you are here probably number one, nagkaroon ka na ng investment in Parklinks or in the neighboring area and you wanted to have some refresher of the project. Pangalawa, maaring you're interested to invest in Parklinks or any neighboring developments in the area and you just wanted to have some full scale and deeper knowledge about the project. Or probably you are a sales agent or anyone who has a passion for learning. So welcome to this channel. Before we discuss Parklinks, I think magandang pag-usapan muna natin is yung location ng C5. As Parklinks is located along C5 corridor, let's establish the point na bakit magandang maglagay ng position or investment or a possible place for end use in this area. Now, if we take a closer look sa mapa ng Metro Manila, we will see that there is an accumulation of developments from multi-decorated developers along the C5 growth corridor. And pag tinignan natin, nandiyan na si Eastwood, nandiyan na si Circulo Verde, nandiyan na si Rockwell, and then nandiyan na si Ortigas East. There's also a development in Arcovia. There's also a development in Bridgetown and Parklinks, on top of all the pocket developments of SMDC and DMCI. Ngayon, yung desisyon ng mga developers na to put an investment along C5 corridor is not actually a coincidence. This is a result. Malamang, syempre itong mga developers mas may talino yan sa kanilang pag-iisip. Because primarily, they have an economic team, a finance team, they have their own real estate consultants who decide kung saan magandang mag-invest. And lahat sila nag-agree that they will put an investment along the C5 corridor. Now, their decision to simultaneously develop a development along this growth corridor, there is a total of 100 hectares na land bank na dinidevelop po in the area. And that 100 hectares, actually, for us to see kung gaano ka-immense, yung massive yung development na ginagawa, tingnan natin yung total fund. And based on their publication in their websites, lumalabas that there is a consolidated amount total of 135 billion development fund from these multi-developers for this C5 growth corridor. Now, if we will check kung gaano ka-massive yung 135 billion, pwede natin siyang ma-compare sa 135 billion Makati redevelopment campaign na ginawa ng Ayala Land. The Make It Makati campaign. This is an effort by Ayala Land to redevelop Makati at yun mas naramdaman natin yun because sa 135 billion ng Make It Makati campaign, nandyan si Juan Ayala, no? Yung newest terminal na along EDSA na may mga function halls, no? Also, nandyan si Makati North Exchange na may mga offices, may hotel, may retail strip. Nandyan din si improvements ng Ayala Triangle Garden. Also, the Greenbelt area, no, with the improvements in the design. The pedestrianization of Makati Central Business District at ng Circuit Makati. All of these improve, no, the conditions of life in the area, as well as it's a main factor that propelled the prices in the Makati Central Business District. That's also a quick preview kung gaano ka-massive yung 135 billion. And we will witness, no, yung pag-develop na to along the C5 corridor, not just with Ayala Land, but from these multi-developers. Okay, now, aside from this element na maraming developers, we also reflect paano ba naging successful si BGC. Mapapansin natin agad na nung ginagawa si BGC, hindi lang si Ayala Land ang nag-develop dyan. There is Mega World, there is Philinvest, and other pocket developers, no, constructing their building in BGC Central Business District. Pero from the similarity, there's also one thing na I wanted to share with you. And this is my second reason. If we see here on the screen, on the left side, ito po yung satellite image ng BGC. And on the right side, this is the satellite image of C5 portion na kung saan si Parklinks. What is highly observable is, let's go first in BGC. Aside from the multitude of decorated developers, there is a presence of the high-end, the ultra high-end villages in the area, in the names of Forbes and Indasma. At dito rin natin makikita, nung dinidevelop si Makati, there's also a presence of these villages in the name of Bel Air, in the name of Urdaneta Village, San Lorenzo Village. So we can prove a point na itong mga developers is trying to locate an estate or a business center that is close to their high-end villages. Ngayon, ang tanong is bakit? Ngayon, in my experience, nakita ko with my team, no, as we talk to a lot of clients, karamihan ng mga buyers are, karamihan ng mga villages na to, it serve as the primary market, no, kapag nagsisimula yung developments. Sila yung mga bumibili ng properties na gusto nila ng mga investment na mas malapit sa kanila, so para mas madaling ma-manage. They're also buying a secondary home, no, in this area. Secondary home siguro kapag they wanted to downsize in the future kasi they wanted to eliminate the high maintenance cost ng pag-maintain ng mga 1,000 square meter properties. Sila rin yung mga bumibili ng regalo sa mga anak nila na instead of buying, kung tatlo yung anak nila, tatlong lote inside Dasma, it is a much costly, no, na option compared if they will buy 3 upscale premium properties that share the same neighborhood, the same vicinity, and the same location. Ngayon, since sila yung nagsusustain, dagdag pa natin dyan yung mga investors na in the area, the international sales. So yun yung something that is very relevant, yung impact ng mga high-end villages na may katabi na ginagawang business district. Ngayon, sa C5, ang mga high-end villages here are very notable, and in fact mas marami pa siya compared sa BGC kasi nandyan si Corinthian Gardens, nandyan si Green Meadows, nandyan si White Plains, Acropolis, Valle Verdes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yung presence ng mga yon ang magsiserve na potential market when the developers are starting, and of course they can be a potential market in the secondary market. Now, nandyan na tayo sa idea na may multiple developers investing in the area that is nearby an ultra high-end villages. My third point is on the aspect of commercial and offices. Ang offices natin in Metro Manila, it's highly skewed, no? Nakaskew siya towards the south portion of Metro Manila. Nandyan si BGC, Makati, and Ortigas on the south side. Kaya napapansin natin, kapag umaga, ang traffic is papuntang south at kapag hapon, ang traffic papuntang north. Ngayon, creating an office location that is nearby to this labor supply o yung mga nagtatrabaho is a good strategy to attract quality applicants. Ngayon, if office locators is thinking of this thought, no, then C5 is one of the most compelling locations to decide. Why? Because it is a direct office market to capture the quality labor supply ng Rizal area, ng Marikina area, ng Quezon City area, including in the Kamanava extension. So all in all, why C5? Generally, there is a multiple developers nagtutulungan to develop this corridor, and this corridor is right beside the ultra high-end villages, and this location is a good relocation for offices to cater the emerging and growing quality labor supply from the Rizal, Marikina, and the Quezon City area. Now let's discuss why Parklinks and why not any other developments along the C5 corridor, no? So if end use, each developers offers a unique selling proposition. Pero if investment, we must spend time, no, having research, no, on the data and figures presented. Kasi lahat naman yan, they promise that they will develop a massive activities in the estate, no? And this massive development will determine the future of our properties. So, if we will eliminate those that are standalone developments, let's focus only the 4 estates in the C5 corridor. So, we have 1, Ortigas East by Ortigas Land. We also have Arcovia by Mega World. We have Bridgetown by Robinson's Land. And we have Parklinks by Ayala Land. So, to check, no, kung gaano ka-massive itong mga developers na to along C5 corridor, I check 3 factors, no, or measures na kailangan nating tingnan. First one is the size. For me, kapag mas malaki ang development or malaki yung size, mas malaki yung potential na pwedeng ma-develop. And therefore, mas malaki yung potential na pwedeng ma-increase ng value ng property mo. Pangalawa is the funding. Kapag mas malaki ang development fund na i-allocate in this estate, then definitely mas maraming mangyayari in the estate that can significantly improve your investment as well. And lastly, this is arguable, the timing. Timing, ibig sabihin kapag nasa early stage ka pa ng development, you will maximize the appreciation. Pero if you're on the latter side of the timing, then you will enjoy high occupancy rate from rental since marami na ang mga nangyayari in the estate. So isa-isahin po natin yon from these 4 estates. First, at Ortigas East by Ortigas Land. The size is 16 hectares. The development fund is 16 billion, started last 2015. Next is Arcovia at 12 hectares, spending a total of 35 billion, started last 2015. Bridgetown at 30 hectares with a total of 30 billion, started last 2013. And lastly, Parklinks with 35 hectares, spending a total of 53 billion, recently started last 2018. If we see the details, no, presented on the screen, we can see that Parklinks offers the biggest in terms of size, with the highest amount of investment funding from the developers, and with offering of the first mover advantage because it was recently introduced last 2018. That's on the competition side. But as I can say, these developers, no, actually help the C5 corridor to grow. Also noting on on the competition side, there are developers that are not actually competing, but rather they are complementing. Take a look at this. Circulo Verde, Parklinks, and Bridgetown are interconnected with one another, creating a mega central business district block sa area na yon with a total of 76 hectares. Ngayon, Bridgetown offers the vibrant side, but if you choose Parklinks naman, you are on the exclusive and the refreshing side because you are located at the greenest Eco Central Business District in Metro Manila. This goes to my second reason. Second reason is when Ayala Land mentioned that Parklinks is the greenest central business district in Metro Manila, it's very promising. Kasi we are on a situation where there is a crisis in open spaces and parks. Kulang na kulang po ang park system in Metro Manila. In fact, according sa data ng Datos, no, I'll show you in the screen, there is only 20% open space in Metro Manila. And out of this 20%, 12% doon is makikita in La Mesa Eco Park, leaving only 8%. And this 8%, it includes cemetery, it includes military camps, and it includes golf courses. That these three are not accessible to public and for convenience of enjoying a space with parks and open space. Kaya lumalabas, among all of the neighboring countries, Philippines is one of the lowest with only 4.5 square meter of open space per person. Malayo po siya sa Asian average na 38.6 square meters per person. Makikita po natin yan when you go in Hong Kong, in Singapore, where there will be a lot of open spaces. Makikita po natin na talagang may crisis ang Metro Manila sa parks and open spaces. Kaya people actually enjoy, no, the developments of Ayala Land. As we introduce Makati, makikita po natin na napakaraming puno at nasundan po yan ng Bonifacio Global City. Bonifacio Global City alone cascades a wide open space. Pero nung dinidevelop po si BGC, the open space ratio is only 17%. But look at the experience of having the 17% open space. And comparing it to Parklinks, Parklinks has 50% open space from the 35-hectare full size of the estate, creating 17.5 hectares allocation for parks, for greeneries, and for open spaces. Now, if we will scale gaano kalaki ang 17.5 hectares, it is comparable to almost 3 times ng UP Sunken Garden. Para pong may 3 sunken garden in the estate. Ganun po kalaki ang open space na gagawin. And the open space are not just plainly park. When we develop the open space, when Parklinks develop the open space, it's well curated to the needs of the consumers na titira sa Parklinks. Well, first, there will be an eco forest. Forest means a vast trees, no, along the entire riverside, no, ng buong estate. So paikot niyan, there will be a vast number of trees katabi ng river. Next is the Eco Esplanade. Eco Esplanade is similar to Marina Bay Sands, no? Yung esplanade doon na very vibrant because it's just beside the Parklinks Mall. And at the other side, you have a wide view of Parklinks Estate. Third is the Eco Terraces. Eco Terraces is dedicated to the fitness lovers, no? Kasi we will create a jogging path and biking path, no? Paikot as you enjoy the entire park system of Parklinks. And lastly, there will be a central park very similar to how we develop BGC with Ayala Triangle Gardens, Vertis Gardens of Vertis North, and Terra Park in BGC. There will also be a central park inside Parklinks at ang tawag po doon is Eco Center Lawn. Now, this Eco Center Lawn is the biggest central park system at 3 hectares, twice as big as the Ayala Triangle Gardens. So yun po, that's the second reason. Last reason is on the timing. Any Ayala property, the first project of Alveoland, enjoys the best price and most importantly, the best location. In Parklinks, Lattice Tower 1 as the first tower, nakalocate po siya sa prime location right in front of the Eco Center lawn, facing east, morning sun. Any property that's facing an Ayala Central Park commands a higher price. And this is not just applicable in the Philippines. Kapag pumunta po tayo sa US, ang pinakamahal na property in New York is property that's facing the Manhattan Gardens, di ba? In the Philippines, when you are facing the Ayala Triangle Gardens, alam po natin kung gaano kataas ang pricing niyan. But here, in Lattice, you enjoy the best offering for a first tower that's facing an Eco Center lawn that is twice as big as the Ayala Triangle Gardens. At kapag end user ka po, mas ma-appreciate mo yung mga property na facing part because right in front of your building, you have a wide access to a big park where you can stroll around, can read books, no? In alfresco spots. Sa baba niyan may mga restaurants. Pwede pong maglakad kayo ng aso mo diyan, di ba? Maglaro kayo with your kids. Those are the qualities of having a property right in front of the park. So those are the three reasons, and to summarize, number one, Parklinks is the biggest estate with the highest funding, with the earliest timing, and it's part of the mega CBD block with Bridgetown and Circulo Verde, but Lattice or Parklinks offers on the refreshing side because number two, Parklinks is the greenest central business district in the Metro Manila with offering of 17.5 hectares allocation for parks and open spaces. While the third reason is the first tower, Lattice Tower 1, is you are strategically located right in front of the biggest central park in Metro Manila inside Parklinks. Thank you so much and see you on my next video.